guys, welcome to this week's AMA. Hope everyone's doing really well. So, as ever, we've got an action-packed agenda. So the big question, of course, is what's the future for BOM token? And there's lots going on there, so we'll get into that shortly. But yeah, really plan of attack is to actually kick off with a great question that was submitted before the stream opened that I think, kind of just frames everything that we've got going on. So we'll do that in a sec, and then we'll dive into where we are with the BOM locking offer, which is just literally closed in terms of the 2.5x, but we'll give you a bit of an update there. And we'll talk BOM chain and BOM app as always. So yeah, Marcus, let's kick off with this great question that we had.
We got Mr. Wooter saying, please summarize some of the big things from the last 1 to 2 months. I was away for a while, and that is definitely a great way to start the AMA.
Yeah, definitely. So a lot has changed with the OG BOM in the last couple months. We've been talking about BOM chain pretty much since BOM Money launched. We didn't do anything with it because we didn't really have a great use case for it until more recently. But we are planning to become the largest crypto staking platform globally. So essentially the way that we're going to do that is by having a decentralized single stake crypto staking platform based on our mobile app that's in development and very close to completion. BOM chain will power all of our offerings on the app and more. It's going to be its own standalone chain. So BOM is going to be the native token for that chain. So that's, if you've seen the charts on BOM, that's the majority of the reason why BOM has been moving up is because it has the tremendous use cases now. So nothing's changed with our other protocols. They're all still continuing to do what they do. They'll power the yields that we'll offer through BOM mobile app. I think that's a pretty good summary. Did I miss anything?
I think that was a great summary. It's maybe worth mentioning that BOM chain will be powered by Anchor. So we've got a great partnership with them, who you'll probably be aware are leaders in Web3 infrastructure. So they've been playing a critical role in the setup of the chain and various elements of functionality that we'll be launching. And just generally, it's been amazing to leverage their expertise, their connections. One of the things that they'll be supporting us with is exchange listings. So we haven't got anything firmed up quite yet around that, but it's certainly something that's really just a matter of time.
Yeah, well, because of course we have to launch mainnet prior to that stuff. But yeah, that is part of our package with Anchor is preparing us for exchange listings and getting us connected with all the right people. So BOM will likely be on centralized exchanges sooner than later.
Yeah,
potentially.
For sure. Yeah. Cool. No, I think that was a great overview. And one of the things that obviously we've had going on in celebration of BOM Chain's launch on the 9th of January is our BOM locking offer. That's been a huge success. So Aaron, do you want to give a bit of an update on, kind of where we are with that?
Yeah, sure. So the actual offer did just end. So it was, for anyone that wasn't around, it was 3 times your BOM for the first 250,000, and we've allowed 2.5 times in your BOM for the remainder of the million BOM that we were allowing to get locked. So essentially, again, for anyone that hasn't been following this is, basically take your BOM from BNB chain, lock it up for 90 days, redeem it on BOM chain at a massive bonus. So that actually just ended 4 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. However, we did manage to lock up, almost 700,000 BOM, and considering that our total supply is 1.46 million, extremely impressive numbers. We've been around for over a year now, so a lot of that BOM has likely been forgotten about, lost in a wallet where people lost keys. So a lot of that BOM is just never going to get touched again, and we still managed to get basically half of it locked up. BOM chart's been looking great. So let's look at the peg chart here for a sec, just because I think Bitcoin's down a little bit. So let's look at the peg chart to get a better feel for things. And that's kind of speaks for itself. But so we have actually, do you want to jump into maybe some slight modifications to the bomb locking?
Let's
jump
do
into
it.
that
Yep.
now? Yeah. So we felt that it'd be a good idea to maybe continue this, but at a much lower multiplier, just to fill out the remainder of the bomb. So we're gonna drop it down from 2.5x. So everybody that's already locked in is, you're locked in at 2.5x, and there's no more opportunity to do that now that that's ended. But because we can actually, this is an upgradable smart contract, we can change it. We're going to allow people to continue to deposit bomb, but at a 1.5 multiplier until the total amount's filled. So sometime after this AMA, I'll get to work on that and get that going.
Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, it's unsurprisingly been a huge success, and more and more people have been coming to hear about it. Yesterday we did a Telegram AMA, and there are a lot of people who were pretty much begging Aaron to stay on at the end to sort of guide them through how to get started with it. So it's great to see that word's been spreading and people are excited about it.
Yep.
Awesome. So yeah, that's probably a good segue just into a general update on Bomb Chain and the Bomb app. So we've obviously, Aaron, got the testnet operational. I know some of the community members have been having fun playing around with that, but do you want to just share a bit of an update on where we are and progressing to mainnet?
Yeah, so I was actually surprised. We spoke with Anchor yesterday, and they are ready to get the mainnet going. So I'm speaking with one of their main engineers on the exact Genesis config for mainnet. I suggested a couple of changes from the Genesis that he showed me. So now I'm very happy with how that looks. And he said that I know that we're launching Bomb app and Bomb Chain on in January, but mainnet could be live as soon as within a week for our team to start deploying different things on it and really getting the ball rolling with that. So very exciting stuff. It's happening quicker than I expected.
Yeah, no, we're definitely getting some good momentum going. And then, so on the Bomb app side of things, which will also be launching 9th of January, development still progressing really well. We had an update on the functionality and how that's shaping up when I woke up this morning, and I was just blown away. It's one thing, we've had a working version for quite some time now, but these are really the sort of the more advanced features that we're getting into now, and just seeing them coming to life. I really was so excited, because it's one thing sort of seeing it in a nice wireframe, but actually seeing someone clicking through it is very, very different. So yeah, how are you guys feeling about how things are shaping up with the app?
Well, I mean, I was really excited from the app right from day one, just because of how it was. We had something that was operational so quickly that was incredible. But then see all these wireframes of how the app could look and function, and it's like, wow, that's incredible too. So now to see that all put together and actually have a working app now that we can play with, and obviously further develop on, that is the functionality that we've had for a little while, but now with that great design that we've put into for the ease of use and just to make it very visually appealing. And yeah, it's really exciting stuff.
Yeah, I'm very excited about the app. What's awesome is that we brought in the UI expert who is not a crypto expert, and I think that was one thing that our team was lacking, because we all have a pretty strong familiarity with crypto. So some things that would seem simple for us, we'll just swap this. Well, a new user doesn't even know what a swap is, right? So having that third-party lens on one of our products where they've never really used crypto too much, but they are an expert in designing mobile apps, I think that is really helping us take this app to the next level, and pushing it out to an audience that isn't crypto friendly, and that's kind of our target demographic. So I think I'm really excited for this app and the way it's kind of all coming together now. And another thing that I really love is, as we're starting to see the app being developed here and we're getting demos of it, well, in our team discussions, we keep saying, hey, why don't we add this? And why don't we add this? So we've already got I'd say, I think 6 or 7 amazing ideas to, add on to app, add on to Bomb Chain over the course of 2023. So it's going to be a really busy year, but an exciting year for anybody involved with Bomb.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's it. It's not going to be the case that we're going to launch the app and that's it. It's going to be great at launch, but we're going to continually improve it. And we're already starting to think ahead to 2023 in terms of some of the things that we'll be doing to bring Bomb to the next level, and kind of expand our revenue sources as well. So not sure, Aaron, if there's anything you want to say on that. Clearly there's a lot more we need to work through. I think we sort of touched on the bonding as a service idea last week, and since then we've kind of been considering various other aspects as well.
Yeah, I mean, in the last week or two, I've come up with, I think, 3 different ideas for, great ways to generate revenue externally by offering different things as a service. Things that, it really came about because something that we could have used internally here, where we said, if this existed as a service, we would have taken advantage of it, but it doesn't exist. So if we have to build it for ourselves, why don't we build this as a service for anybody, any protocol on any chain? So, obviously we're not going to lose focus of our main vision, but we are actively looking to raise funds. Actually, we just got off a call, with VC or someone that can connect us with VCs, and we'd definitely love to outsource development to some of those ideas and get them done sooner than later and start generating additional revenue for Bomb, and even to make our implementation of some of those features that much more robust by having more developers on it. So don't want to get into too many of the details because I don't want to give up some of the genius ideas, but
yeah, we definitely want to keep certain things, to ourselves until we've got them launched. Because it's some of these ideas are really, really good, and I can't wait to see them implemented in 2023. Not to sidetrack too much, but Mr. Woodard, follow-up question. So what's happening with B-Share? Maybe Aaron, you can.
I mean, I can try to address that. I'm not really sure what they mean exactly. I
think just because we gave an update on everything happening with Bomb. So does B-Share still have a use case possibly?
Yeah.
So why would you hold B-Share right now?
Yeah. So B-Share, for anyone that's been in the protocol for a while, they know that B-Share, the emissions run for 1 year. Emissions on B-Share did end. Was it last week? B-Shares are no longer being emitted from the farms, nor are developer or protocol rewards of B-Shares being emitted anymore. So the only way to get B-Shares now is to purchase them on the open market. So Bomb is climbing steadily towards PEG with Bomb Chain and all the demand that that's going to bring. In my opinion, PEG is inevitable, not financial advice. But once we are at PEG, majority of that minted Bomb is going to go to stakers in the boardroom. So B-Share, I see it doing great things in the future. And yeah, I mean, it's up from, I think it was at $1, prior to launching Bomb Chain, and it's now at, $8.80. It has been as high as 30 some odd dollars since Bomb Chain was announced, but it's pulled back a little bit, but I anticipate that to do great things once Bomb's up closer to PEG.
Boujax asked, sorry, I'm late. What is the situation right now with Anchor? Did you have a meeting with them? So yeah, we did. Aaron mentioned that around 8-minute mark, if you want to go back, but I'll let Aaron update anything.
This might be in regards to the Anchor situation that happened a few days ago. So if you're asking about that, let me know, and I'll address that. Or if you just mean in general, like we did meet up with Anchor. We didn't talk too much about the incident because I was already pretty well versed on what happened, and they kind of reiterated the same thing. And I could brief you on that. So just let me know if you want me to. Okay, so that is what you want to know about. Okay, so basically, it wasn't a code issue whatsoever. It was. They didn't really get into too many details because they're still investigating internally exactly what happened. But essentially, a private key got leaked of their deployer wallet, and so they use upgradable smart contracts similar to we use for certain things that we do. So the deployer wallet essentially would have the ability to upgrade a smart contract. So they have a certain smart contract that they're using for staking BNB. What someone was able to do after that private key was compromised is they were able to build a malicious smart contract and actually upgrade to that contract so that they were able to mint 20 trillion wrap BNB. which they, Anchor was incredibly fast responding to that. I think it was 24 minutes, they said, it took them to, start getting centralized exchanges and, decentralized exchanges to stop allowing, swaps of that. And yeah, they responded really quick to that, and they're still looking into exactly how that private key got leaked out. I'm guessing it was probably part of a code push to a public repo or something like that, but that's just speculation at this point. That's how those things typically get out, unless a worker's intentionally doing that. But I highly doubt that's the case. So if there's any more details about that you'd like to know, I don't know too much more beyond that, but I do have other updates in regards to Anchor and Bomb Chain. That's progressing extremely well. We'll probably have a mainnet live so that we can start deploying some different required infrastructure on it, within the next week or so. We just put the finishing touches on the Genesis and what the Genesis config should look like on the Bomb Chain. So yeah, that's our Anchor update.
Well, I was just going to add that, reinforce what you said around, the fact that Anchor responded incredibly quickly to the situation, which is always, a good sign. It's exactly what you want to see, right? We have asked them to confirm, were there any control gaps, control failures, etc., and any read across to, the solutions they provide for us. As Aaron said, they're still in the throes of their full investigation, so they'll update us on that as soon as possible. But yeah, I'm confident they're doing all the right things. Cool. Alrighty, but yeah, I think that was a useful question. So thanks for bringing us back to that. Okay. Anything else Bomb Chain or Bomb app related you gents wanted to talk about before we perhaps step into a marketing update?
Let's talk about bonding for a second. So there's one minor update that we do need to do to the bonding. The claim, right now it's the claim amount is getting rounded. So so I had two that I was able to claim. One of them it rounded down, so I had a little dust left, and this one it's rounding up, so it's actually not letting me claim it because it's trying to claim slightly too much. So we're getting that fixed today. I don't think we didn't release this early enough for anybody to have any claimable bonds yet, so that'll be fixed before anybody's able to claim anyways. But just a heads up about that. Otherwise, yeah, everything's working just as intended. We got a massive discount for providing liquidity or providing B-Share B and BLPs and getting Bomb in return. So maybe look into that if you want to get some Bomb at a super steep discount. In terms of the Bomb Chain bonus, yeah, we're going to switch that up to the 1.5x until we fill up the remaining 306,000 Bomb. That should be live today as well, so just look out for that.
Yeah, awesome. So, I mean, in short, ahead of the Bomb Chain launch, there's no shortage of things that you can be doing to make sure that you're earning awesome rewards on Bomb. So, bonding, we've kind of delved into in previous videos, and we've got a separate blog. So, I'm just thinking about the person at the beginning who was sort of saying they hadn't been following along for a couple of months. So, you might want to check that out. All right, shall we step in?
There's one thing I want to mention is that so a lot of our longtime bombers might know this, but for those that don't, the APR shown in the boardroom and in XBomb, that's based on our last print, and it just so happened that our last print was probably the smallest print that we could possibly have done. So that's why the APRs still look good right now, but that realistically is about 1/30th of what it would look like at a full print without debt. So you could basically multiply that by 30 for what the APR is going to be looking like once we're out of debt, and for over 1.01 when we print. So just wanted to let you guys know those APRs are extremely low compared to what they actually will be producing. So
nice. And before you turn your share screen off, perhaps, and kind of leading into marketing, let's check out the new Bomb Money website.
Oh yeah.
Love that new look.
Look at that menu, guys. I love it. Got all of our community links here. media in the news.
Focus was really trying to get everything that Bomb's doing in a central space, because previously you'd have to be like, okay, well, we've got the chain, we've got the app, we've got all of our PegHub advanced protocols, we've got the Bomb token, and it was just all over the place. So this site now really brings everything together and tells a story of what Bomb Money's doing.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, there's been a lot of hard work that's gone into it. So we hope you guys like it. But if anyone's got any feedback, then we always love to hear it. As Marcus said, though, we really just tried to focus on how do we make sure that as soon as people land on bombmoney.com, within seconds they can get a clear view of what's Bomb Money all about. So I think this new page is doing a much better job of that.
Yeah, and even just like some of our documentation is just so next level that having that right there in the menu, I think getting more visibility on it's going to be huge for us. So
yeah. I'll go to Max's question in a second, but since we're just talking about the lock, we got another question. If I put some Bomb into 3x tier and now I decide to put some more into 1.5x, will the timer reset, or do I get my bonus on 2 different dates?
Great question. So it is set up so that the 90 days is set from your latest deposit. So one way you could get around that is you could use a second wallet if you wanted to. But if you do another deposit on your same wallet, everything's going to be 90 days from your latest deposit. But pretty easy to get around that just by using a separate wallet.
Yeah, I personally did that because I had some on 3x, and then I was like, got to lock more up because it's such a good deal. So yeah, I made a new wallet and locked more up.
Yeah. I just keep locking on the same wallet. I don't really care.
Good point. And then Max. So second wallet, thanks. Yes. And then Max is asking, how is the Bomb Swap DEX coming along?
So lucky for everybody, the very first project I ever forked was SushiSwap. So I'm actually very, very familiar with forking Uniswap V2. And Bomb chain mainnet is not live yet. So, I obviously haven't deployed it yet, but, the Bomb chain that I had built prior to us working out a deal with Anchor, that's the chain that is at bombscan.com, which I'll probably be tearing down any day now, probably actually maybe later today. But that, if you go to Bomb Swap, let me just share my screen right now. If you go to, where do I think Bomb Dex will get you there, or Swap. We got a whole bunch of different addresses that'll get you there. But this Bomb testnet, this is not the Bomb testnet that Anchor set up, but this, oh wait, is this? Oh, okay. Actually, I did actually switch this over. Let me just put it this way. I'm very familiar with Uniswap V2, and I could have our Bomb Dex up and running with, its incentive token and with, MasterChef for rewards and all that stuff. I could have that done in a matter of an hour or 2. Very easy stuff for me.
Love it. Do you know what I've just realized? When we were talking about the Bomb locking offer, we haven't touched on what we shared in this week's BSM around the future airdrops. So should we talk a bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So this ties in with Max's question. The Bomb Swap DEX, this will be, as much as we do really want other builders to come and build on Bomb Chain, the initial focus, of course, will be powering the mobile app. So we don't anticipate a ton of traditional, I guess, DeFi users jumping on right on day one, but we will deploy all the infrastructure that we need for it to be fully usable. So we'll have bridges, we'll have DEXs. We're planning on having a Uniswap V2 fork, which will be the Bomb DEX, which will have its own native token for incentivizing liquidity and various other things similar to the Sushi token or the Cake token. And yeah, that token, we will do an initial mint of it, which we will distribute. 50% of that initial mint will get distributed to all the Bomb chain lockers just as an extra bonus. And actually, if we go over to that page.
And that's going to include those locking at 1.5x. So just anybody that's locked.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be based on, how much Bomb you have locked, not how much you're redeeming, right? So free Bomb chain bonuses. Locking Bomb will also gain you access to exclusive airdrops on Bomb chain in the future. So, I kind of just did this without really talking too much to the team about this, but, we'll do the Bomb swap airdrop, but other things that we launch on Bomb Chain, between the Bomb Evolution NFT and people that have locked up Bomb and the Bomb Chain bonus, those are great candidates for a list of addresses that we should be doing airdrops to for various different things that we launch on Bomb Chain. So yeah, definitely will be likely doing more than just the Bomb Dex token.
Yeah, and then also that gives more utility to those that have multiple Bomb Evolution NFTs, right? Because they'll each get the airdrop. So that answers that question of why should I have more than one? But that's for the future. Mario is asking, whatever happened with Terrat Fork?
Yeah, so I mean, we have a lot of great ideas to generate external revenue. That's one of them. But I think some of our latest ones are a lot more lucrative and potentially a lot less work, and able to get them, production ready a lot quicker. So that's still an idea that I do like, but it's not front and center right now. But yeah, I see that being something that we do develop at some point.
Yeah, I think though it's a really good question because Mario's probably been studying our roadmap because when that was created, we did sort of outline Terrat Fork as being a priority area. But yeah, I guess as time has gone on, clearly we've accelerated the development of the app that initially we expected to go live in Q3 next year, and that has meant that we've had to put our focus on that. So that, and we will continue to expand our Senior Ash protocols, but initially we were planning to have I think it was 4 by the end of this year, whereas we're going to move a little bit more slowly on that, partly because of the mobile app focus, but also partly because we know that it's harder to have a really, really strong Senior Ash protocol launch in the depths of a bear market. So there definitely will be further expansions to come, but as Aaron says, we've got plenty going on, all of which are going to be great to benefit our community and benefit investors overall.
Yep.
Linda is asking, anything planned for CZ-Peg token? I still have CZ bond. Any chance to free them one day? When does contract end?
Okay, so I'll take this one. So we actually, that question reminded me that we actually have 2 governance votes going on right now related to CZ-Pegs. Let me share my screen. So we've had a lot of question from the community, or suggestion from the community to swap our CZ EMP peg to a CZ ETH peg. So one of our votes is now basically to swap that. So replace CZ EMP with a CZ ETH, and we've kind of outlined in the vote how we would go about doing that without any loss of funds to any investors. Peg would remain the same. So we've got a great strategy in place should the vote pass, and it's looking pretty positive right now. As well, we have a vote for CZ Bomb to pair back to Bomb instead of BitBTC. Originally that change was originally done because we were somewhat phasing out Bomb, but now that Bomb is back alive and has use cases that will continue forever, essentially, it makes sense to pair that back with Bomb. And BitBTC can continue to do what it's going to do, which is just going to be the your best way to earn with Bitcoin on BitBomb or through our that'll be what's under the hood, powering our yields on our mobile app. So nothing negative for BitBTC there, but just it's bringing CZ Bomb back to its roots, essentially, if that does happen to pass, which it's again looking pretty good, although very few votes so far. So don't forget to cast your votes, guys. So but overall, in terms of the CZ pegs, I mean that's where we have our CZ BNB and CZ BUSD, and along with these 2 other pairs that I just mentioned. So once our mobile app launches, I think those are going to be 2 very popular staking options. So inflows should be hitting that fairly hard, and that'll bring health back to those tokens. So I have a lot of faith in that working out quite well for CZ pegs.
Yeah, and just a reminder, it's vote.peghub.com, and there's 5 hours left on both those proposals. So go get your vote in. Bacon718 asking, how long will you run the 1.5x? Wondering if I can LP lock and then after 14 days.
So we're going to run it until it runs out of until the bomb is depleted, right? So like we're going up to 1 million bombs. So it's really, it's some guesswork there in terms of, is it going to take more or less than 14 days for that bomb to get filled up, right? So no one can really let you know. It's a matter of if the bomb gets locked prior to that or not.
Yeah, there's about 300,000 bomb left. So,
yeah. And we'll keep in mind the pool only has like 200 and some odd thousand. So, yeah, I mean, you may or may not have 14 days, but leave that up to your judgment.
All right, looks like that's all questions we got.
Awesome. I think we're on to the marketing update then. So over to you, sir.
Yeah, sounds good. So we just completed the interview with Aaron for this Entrepreneur magazine, which we're very excited about. I'll have a cover feature story with Aaron talking about Bomb Money, his experience as an entrepreneur, and yeah, it's really exciting. I can't wait to see the article that comes out of this. So we'll be able to share that in about I'm thinking 2 weeks. We'll probably be have the final copy on that.
Excited to be on the front of a magazine. First
yeah.
of many.
We're practicing Aaron's photo shoot pose. We'll see how that goes. He's thinking
the bar's being set. I was going to say the bar's been set high. When I was scrolling through it this morning, that one of that very high-powered looking guy, sort of in a swimming pool in a suit and tie, I think is what we need to try and meet for Aaron's one.
Yeah. We'll see where we end up with that. But we've also got some pictures of Aaron in a Lambo, but that will probably not give the right vibe that we're going for.
Yeah. No, probably not high enough quality either for a magazine cover.
No. I was kidding. Yeah, we're gonna get a nice professional shot for that. Yep. But yeah, we're very excited for that. That's going to be some great exposure. And it all ties back to the fact that we're not just working on shilling bomb out to people and here's bomb token, buy bomb token. We're really trying to build the Bomb Money brand and make it a staple in the crypto industry. And so we've got a lot of things. You'll see like all the articles we've already been featured in Yahoo and some digital marketing journals. This is all just to try and continue to build brand awareness. And we're going to really be ramping that up leading up to launch. We don't want to battle too hard during the Christmas holidays because those folk like the cost per click during Christmas is insane. So it's actually a great time for us to really start pumping all of our advertising in January as we launch our product, where other companies have already spent everything they have, usually going into Christmas. So it's a great timing for our advertising to really start pumping in January. And we're going to spend the next month really starting to build that brand awareness and thought leadership and build a reputation of the company. So that's our focus right now. And just check out our Bombshell Monday updates. We've always got a marketing update there showing, articles we've been featured in and what we're doing with our budget and planning there. So that's just a great place to always see what we're up to. So that's the marketing update. We've got another question here from Lefty13. So BitBTC sees the BTC bomb for BTC exposure because of the proposal.
I'd say, if you're looking for straight BTC exposure, I'd say, jumping into the BitBTC BTCB pair is probably your best bet. The peg is quite low on that, and so you got a lot of upside in the peg. And yeah, that's basically the main purpose of that token, and that farm's running for 2 years, so that's what I'd suggest.
Yeah. I mean, basically Sorry, I'm getting feedback in my ear for some reason.
I muted Marcus. I think he's got some feedback.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, CZ Bomb becoming CZ Bomb, I think just helps us get back to that sort of original intent of, providing people with as much exposure to Bomb as possible. Another great way to earn rewards on Bomb. So yeah, BitBTC, sort of primary way to gain exposure to that is via the main farm, which, clearly not financial advice, but with all of the inflows from the app, BTC deposits going into that, has a lot of upside potential, and it won't be long until that begins.
Well, and also, like I just realized it makes a ton of sense to kind of have CZ Bomb back with Bomb, just because we do have that 250 million cap on the supply, so it is entirely possible that Bomb does go over peg. Once we hit that cap, or even prior to that. So, basically our peg tokens are pegged to things that people want exposure to, right? So, we already have the Bitcoin exposure through BitBTC. We have the Ethereum exposure if this vote passes through CZ ETH. And, if you want exposure to Bomb and its long-term success, then that's what CZ Bomb is for, which it just makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Thanks for the question. All righty.
Another one from Mario. After lockup period is over and unlocks 325x, 15x on Bomb chain, and people want to bridge that over, how does BSC support new volume? Where is that bomb coming from?
So this has already been discussed, but the bomb is essentially any bomb on Bomb chain is coming from BSC. So what we're doing is, with everything that we have going on, we're definitely anticipating, the Boardroom printing and us being able to supply that bomb that you're mentioning, the 3, 2.5, and 1.5 from Bomb, from the Boardroom that the protocol has received that we've bridged over to Bomb chain. So bridging that bomb back to BNB chain, it'll be already sitting in the bridge contract. Should that not be the case, that we haven't printed enough, we'll simply, loan ourselves Bomb to be able to provide that. And then we will, basically pay ourselves Bomb back once the Boardroom is printing. But that we really don't see that being the case, but we do have that situation covered just in case it comes to that.
And thanks for the explanation, Lefty. Well, hey, thank you for being here, and thanks for being part of the community.
Yeah, awesome. So I don't think we've got any other questions flowing in, and we've covered off all the big topics that we had. But yeah, just if anyone's got anything that they want to ask or just want to comment on, then definitely feel free. We'll just give it another 30 seconds to let them roll in. Quite often it's the case that literally just as we end these, a question comes through. So I always feel bad when that happens.
Well, and you never know if something that maybe we just answered might have brought up another question. So
yeah, for sure.
If I remember correctly, Aaron mentioned something about Binance supporting BSC projects in the last AMA. Can you explain this a little bit?
Forget exactly.
I think he's referring to the Industry Recovery Fund.
Yeah. So Rob's been all over that, so I'll let him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So Binance, following the fallout from FTX, they've launched their Industry Recovery Fund, and Aaron had mentioned that we have applied for funding from that. Now, I think the sort of criteria hasn't been particularly clear. I think they probably will focus on firms that pose systemic risk to the crypto ecosystem as a whole. But we know that we've got a very, very solid investment case. So we had pulled together a great comprehensive deck for Binance that's with them for review at the moment. And as Aaron mentioned earlier, we're still progressing conversations around surrounding a funding round with another company as well. So we've got a few irons in the fire surrounding raising funds.
And just to add to that, I think, even though I think you are probably right that they are looking to, help out different companies that, have systemic risk if they were to fail. But I don't think there's that many of those companies out there, and they, allocated $2 billion to this funding. So the fact that we're only asking for, 1.5 million or whatever it was, I think it's a fairly easy yes for them, just especially because of the way that we framed this. And, we are primarily a BNB chain protocol. We are, a lot of what we do is heavily based around Binance. So I think, a lot of the factors combined with the small amount of funds that we're looking for, and how much we've demonstrated that would help us to grow, I think that we have a great chance of securing a few million from Binance.
Yeah, and to add to that, our secret weapon of Rob is always something that will help, right? So when you, I can just imagine being on the receiving end as Binance from the proposals. When you see something that Rob makes, which you can see on our strategy documents, our risk management documents, I mean, there's almost no chance that ours won't stand out, because it's like the effort that he puts into these documents and the amount of time and like,
as an example.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I don't see too many DeFi protocols with documents like this. I mean,
no, exactly.
lucky
And
to get
it's
two-pager with
so
all
well
caps.
thought out. So yeah, I anticipate really standing out. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, I always take I'll tell you a very brief story. So years ago, early in my career, I used to work for a guy who I really looked up to. And one day he came off a flight and he was like really like sort of shaken by it. I was like, what's wrong? And he goes, well, when I got on, there were crumbs all over the in-flight table. And I thought, they're not maintaining this plane. Are the wings going to fall off? And that's kind of always stuck with me, that whole thing of, if there are crumbs on the in-flight table, either small things that aren't right, you think the wings are going to fall. You think there are naturally bigger things that are wrong. So I think, great presentation is just so critical. And as I say, that's always stuck to me, and tried to make sure that we do a good job on that.
That's
as do all of the guys here.
Kind of funny, but you just made me think of something. I was just watching Scarface for the 20th time, like last night or the night before, and kind of made me just remember how when they discovered that the one guy was whether he's a snitch or whatever, and then he's like, it makes me wonder what kind of other bad decisions your boss is making. So it's kind of like similar to that, right?
Yeah, well, that's an awesome story though, Rob, with the crumb thing, because I feel the same way, especially with my attention to detail. Like I try to make sure everything's, if I see a typo on something I'm looking at investing in, right away I'm like, well, nobody's even reviewing this crap. Like there's protocols I see that I'm like, they have like 4 sentences on a post and every one of them's got a mistake. I'm like, this is insane. Does nobody review this stuff? So it's just awesome having somebody like you, Rob, and we appreciate you.
Not at all. No, not at all. Well, as we've said on many occasions, we're very fortunate to have such an awesome team, and genuinely is one of our major differentiators for sure.
Well, yeah, and just seeing the enthusiasm in everyone, despite being a year into a bear market. I mean, it's everyone's still as excited about crypto as I think when we were in the bull market. So that's something pretty rare to see, I think.
Totally. Well, actually, the comment that was raised by one of the hosts at the Telegram AMA yesterday was really interesting, wasn't it? Around the chart of BOM really tells a story. In that obviously there was that lull, which was largely down to the fact that we migrated to BitBTC, but she was really just emphasizing it's so rare to see a dip and then such a huge resurgence, which she was sort of highlighting as just clearly testament to the hard work and perseverance of the team and the community as well. So I love that comment.
Yeah, and it really is unfortunate the timing of the FTX event, because we had a ton of momentum going into the event, and our in-person event that we did was basically at the exact same time of the FTX implosion, and that's the only reason why this chart isn't looking a little bit more directly up and to the right. But I mean, it's still looking quite amazing. But yeah, this dip down here was basically due to the FTX event, or FTX implosion.
Well, just on that, how you were saying, we're a year into a bear market and everyone's still positive. I found it amazing at that live event. It was literally the day that the FTX news broke and the entire market was crippling, right? And so we had Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, was there, and Cardano just lost like 30 to 40% literally while he was talking. And nothing fazed him. So you're just watching these people, like the net worth in that room probably lost billions from the people that were in that room, and nobody cared, right? Everyone was still talking positive, the future of crypto.
We were the same.
We were the exact same. So it just shows the resilience of the industry, in my opinion. that, you know, people can lose that much just because of some crazy like external thing like FTX. But everybody's still so positive about the future of crypto, and there's still just so much upside potential because we're still early. You know,
so early, and you know, it's you don't lose unless you sell, anyways, right? So I'm sure that's, you know, a lot of those guys, they weren't planning on selling anything anytime soon, anyway. So it's like short-term price action really makes no difference.
Yep, exactly.
You know, and probably everyone's sick of, you know, hearing it, but it really just presents an opportunity. And you know, from all the previous bear markets, people probably wish they heard that more often. That hey, this is the opportunity, right? So.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's it. I mean, everyone, you know, who's in that room, and you know, all of us, we know that, you know, crypto has pretty well defined market cycles, right? So, I mean, you know, anytime you're sort of questioning your conviction, which I know doesn't happen for us, but if it is for anyone, you know, pull up the Bitcoin chart, put it on a log scale, you know, look at the trend, and you know, you can't argue with that.
Yeah, Lefty was frustrated for us, and yeah, it was frustrating seeing it all happen. But as we said, like it was just awesome seeing in that room that everybody there was, you know, like hardcore into crypto, and nobody was phased. Nobody even really talked about it. Like it was just like,
it was brought up for 1 minute on the final day.
Yeah,
that's all that it was mentioned.
Yeah, so
like, can you believe that really such a large event in crypto, but because it was, you know, it really doesn't impact the, you know, what we're all there for, you know, for networking and for, you know, basically just sharing what we, you know, what we're all doing. It really didn't impact that aspect of the event. So
exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, cool. But yeah, we covered a lot. So just a super quick recap. There's been so much I might miss the odd thing, but I think the big thing is, so BOM locking been a huge success. Congrats to everyone that got the 3x and the 2.5x. But as we mentioned, there is now still an extended opportunity to benefit from a 1.5x if you want to lock up any more BOM, or you haven't done so yet. And bear in mind that you'll receive future airdrops as well if you do jump into that. We've already talked about LP bonding in quite a bit of detail, but you know, Aaron mentioned that we're going to have that minor fix for the claims, but that shouldn't affect any of you guys. But I guess the message is, if you haven't had a look at bonding, it's another great way that you can benefit from BOM, BShare, PHub tokens across the ecosystem. Keep your eyes peeled for everything that's going on in the marketing agenda. As ever, there'll be lots going on in that space. And do check out the new bombmoney.com website and let us know what you think.
So the 1.5x lockup, it will continue until we've locked up all 1 million BOM. So that it's going to run in basically until it gets filled.
And you said,
until BOM, until like we officially launch BOM chain and the BOM mobile app, right? I think we said that if you know, if we haven't filled it by then, that's when it would conclude, because it doesn't really make sense to be able to bridge, you know, let's buy some BOM, bridge it, and or get 1.5x and then just bridge it right back. And but yeah,
totally. But yeah, basically an extension of the locking offer, but with you know, a still very appealing multiplier, just a little bit less given the sort of initial window has run out. And Aaron, you're going to have to do a slight tweak to enable that to happen, right? So tonight, you think
it'll be ready today.
To jump into the 1.5x,
it's not a huge amount of work, so yeah, we'll have that ready today.
We'll just follow our socials. We'll send out an announcement once it's ready, because some people might not even see the AMA and not know that we are extending. So yeah, we'll definitely announce that everywhere.
For sure. Good stuff. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming along. Thanks to anyone who's listening back. We've got our Twitter Spaces as always on Friday, so we'd love to see you guys there. We definitely want to make sure that they're, you know, an opportunity for people to come along and, you know, jump on, ask questions, share feedback, etc. You know, instead of us doing quite as much talking. So yeah, if you guys can make it along, that would be great. And yeah, as always, please do hit like for us on the video. It really helps. I'm sure you guys are already subscribed, but if not, make sure to do that and just keep on spreading the word on all things that are going on with BOM. But yeah, anything from you guys before we dive off?
Just I guess maybe want to reiterate how well that the meeting with the guy's going to be hooking us up with the some VCs and how interested he was in everything that we're doing. So that was he just got off that call right before the AMA. So very exciting stuff in addition to everything else that's going on. So.
And just a huge thanks to the community for showing up, asking all these great questions. Like these AMAs, I just love them. I love seeing the questions come in, and it just helps, because some people might be thinking something and they're, too scared to ask. So it's always great when somebody gets the question out, and, we just love hearing from you, and we love being able to talk about what's happening with BOM. So thanks for coming, and thanks for everybody that's going to be watching this afterwards.
Yep. Thanks everyone for your support. And take care, guys.